What's up, curious folks and collectors? Today we're going to be looking at some of the SIRs that might be a good buy for you right now. A lot of the SIRs are decreasing in value, so this might be a good time for you to pick up those cards that you've been chasing or that you haven't got yet for a Masters set, grabbing them while the price is a little low. We're going to be reviewing the price on TCG, going over the last year's value, all the way up to the last month's value, seeing where the trend is going, how low the curve is going, to see if this is a good opportunity to buy low. The first card we have is the Magikarp. This is from Paldea Evolved. It has kind of fluctuated quite a bit. It's gone really high. The highest it's gone is $700 raw. It seemed to really go up at the beginning of the year, and now it's coming down quite a bit. It was valued most recently at about $188. So as you can see, it's dropped quite a bit. In the last month or so, it's dropped about 12% and it's dropping. It looks like there was a period where a bunch of cards were sold when people started possibly to panic sell. Seems to continue to drop, with sales kind of fizzling out as well. Then 3 months down the line, it looks like sales have decreased, but it continued to drop about 22%. But if you look at the overall gain in the last 6 months, it's gone up about 15%. The curve is continuing to go down, but I don't think it'll quite reach maybe $140. But if you want to look at adding this to your set, I think now is a good time to buy this card. And our next card is from Obsidian Flames. It's the Secret Illustration Rare Charizard. And this card is easier to pull from these packs than some of the other SIRs, and I think that's why the price isn't so inflated. In the last year, though, the card has gone up about 25%. Looks like the highest price it sold for at the peak was $98.99. But right now you can get it. Looks like the average price is about $50. Over the last month, it's gone down to about $52. So it looks like we're kind of fizzling out there, and it looks like it might start either growing or going down a little bit. This is kind of set to skyrocket again. If you look at the curve, it looks like it's probably going to start going back up. And our next card is the Groudon from Paradox Rift. I think is a little bit more challenging to pull. I think that's why the price is sitting at about $74 compared to that Charizard. This isn't a special illustration rare. It is the top valued card in the set. When you're going in for your singles, I think the Groudon is probably the card that you want to pick up, or maybe you're just trying to complete a master set and this one's been difficult for you to pull. Looks like the highest it was sold for was $153, with some of the most recent sales being at $68. I'm not sure it'll see the 153 again, but I definitely think it'll at least probably peak back up to $100 at some point, either as the set becomes less printed or there's less availability of the set. But if this is a card that you like, it has appreciated quite a bit. In the last year, it's gone up 50%. That's a pretty good return. But over the last 3 months, it's declined about 25%. If you're looking at getting this card, maybe wait a little bit. It may go down a little bit further, but I wouldn't wait too long on this card. I don't think it's going to drop below $50. So I would go in at that price. I think 55 would probably be the lowest it may go. This is obviously speculation, but according to the chart, it kind of hovers between 50 and 150, so I can't really see it sinking to rock bottom, especially with the availability of the set being less of the cards being printed after this era, because we are moving out of the Scarlet and Violet era, so these cards are going to go out of print. When you're thinking about making these purchases, think about the limited ability to get these cards once it's out of print. You won't be able to get them as easily on Pokémon Center or from local retailers. This may be a good time to check out some of these SIRs. Now, the next card that we're going to look at are actually the next three cards we're going to look at are all from Paldean Fates. This set has been climbing. I remember when this set was about $5 a pack. It's now between $10 to $12 a pack. The top chase in this set is obviously the Bubble Mew. This is such a sweet card. I was able to pull this card from a 2-pack mini tin, so it was kind of a snipe for me. Very exciting card to get. Right now, the last sold card was $285. I think that's a steal. This card at one point was over 1.2K. So I think as far as raw sales go, this card skyrocketed to $412. It was one of the top 2024 chases, so I could see how the hype for it could have driven the value up quite a bit. With this set going out of print here, I think when you're looking at the data in the last 6 months, it's raised 50%, but it has dropped recently 23%. Not really sure why we're having these big drops the last few months. It could be that everyone's hyped about the new sets coming out, saving money for those, possibly a lot more cards on the market, people trying to sell, get new product. I think there's a lot of variables when it comes to the Pokemon hobby. But this is a card, it's the top chase. I think if you want to pick something up like this, now's a good time to do it before it starts going back up again. As you can see, it's trended down for about 6 months, it looks like, or roughly 6 months. I can't really see it going below $200. I know it's looking like the last sold was $285. If you can pick this up for about $250, I think you're getting a real bargain. I could see this one going back up as soon as these become harder and harder to get and the packs become more and more expensive. The 1 month drop is only 7%. So I think this is a very valuable card. This is a card that's very sought after. It's an extremely hard card to pull. If you're going to get one, if you're going to buy a single, you might think about buying this card. Now, if you aren't a big Bubble Mew fan, if you don't like Mew, that's not your favorite card, you can always pick up Charizard. That's always been a fan favorite for Pokemon. The SIR from this set, Paldean Fates, is the Charizard EX. And this card is sitting around $189, and there hasn't been a lot of movement on this card. The highest sale price in the last month was $249. So when you're looking at it, it's not moving much. This may be one you want to pick up. You may pass on this one. It's gone down quite a bit in the last year, about $100 roughly. If you're thinking it's going to continue to drop, maybe wait when it comes down to maybe $140 if it's not a card that you're really looking for. Right in this price range, it's kind of hard to really miss out. Now, the final card from this set is one that I actually do not have myself, so I might be looking at picking it up. It's the Gardavore EX, and it has kind of fluctuated. In the last year, the highest sold price was $114. Its last sold was $80, so not a lot of movement there. People are holding on to this card. It looks like a lot were sold in September. Back when it was close to the peak, it looked like it was climbing there. Quite a few sales at the peak, but right now there's not a lot being sold, so it may be hard to pick up this card. But in the last month or so, it's dropped about 11%. So I think you could take your chance and maybe buy this now or wait. It's a very beautiful card. And the last set that we're looking at is Fusion Strike. Now, I remember bidding on this Gengar, and it was about $600 when I was looking at the bids. That was probably like 4 months ago. It looks like over the last month or so, it really hasn't moved too much. You can see that the highest sale price was roughly $650, and right now the most recent sale was $300. So I think it's an absolute must buy. I say pick up this card. If it drops anymore, I'd be really, really surprised. I don't think it'll quite go back up to the $600 price, although I may eat my words, much like Gengar is eating some of these plants. And this card, with Fusion Strike being so limited, with booster boxes going up to $800, I don't think this card is coming down in price after the next, say, 6 months or so. So if you can find a Gengar out there that looks like it's in good condition, I'd say pick this card up. It's a must buy. The final card from the set that we're looking at is the Espeon VMax. It's got to be one of the coolest evolutions, I think, of all time, including some of the new special illustration rares from Prismatic. This card, it has had a little bit of movement. It's not a whole lot. I think this is one that people grab, they hold on to it, they don't look to sell until it's really high. So if you can find it out there, it was at $600, so I guess that is a fair amount of movement from September, but it's really gone all over the place. A year ago, it was about $350, then it dropped really low in September to $180, so it's moved around quite a bit. I'm not sure why we had that one sale of $600. Maybe it was just so few on the market, but it looks like the last sold card was $209.99. Maybe wait on this one, hold off. If you really want this card, I think it'll keep going up. I definitely would, if you could pick one up for $200 to $250, I'd say you'd have a pretty safe bet on that. You might lose a little bit in the short term, but I think in the long term, this is going to be a card to hold on to. A very, very difficult card to pull. So I know some people who have it. I'm not sure if they pulled it. I think that card is a must-have for any collector, especially from Sword and Shield era. Anyways, guys, that's been a look at some of the SIRs to pick up while the market's down a little bit. If you're looking at cards from the Scarlet and Violet era or the Sword and Shield era, definitely jump in, get those now. These sets are going to be harder and harder to come by. The pack prices are going to continue to climb. So if you jump in now and get some of these cards while they're a little bit low, while the market's down a little bit, buy low, sell high, where it's low enough to make some of those riskier moves or make some of those moves that you've wanted to make if you're completing a master set, or it's just a card that you've always wanted and you don't want to pay the pack prices. Take a look at TCG Player, check out your local card stores, go to card shows, try to look and see if you can make a deal, do trades. That's the beauty of this game. It's the Pokemon trading card game. Definitely take a look at some of those really cool special illustrations and illustration rares that probably soon will go up in value. Thanks again, guys. It's been great taking a look at some of these cards. Like this video, comment, and subscribe to our page. We'll keep you updated on how the market's doing, what packs to open, the art behind the cards, and a lot of other features from the Pokemon TCG. Take care, guys, and see you next time.